Welcome to our continuing series, Questions and Answers, from the works of Sri Aurobindo and the Mother. Parents, Part 3. From the Mother. Question from a disciple. When great souls want to be born upon earth, do they choose their parents? Mother. That depends on their state of consciousness. It depends on the state of their psychic formation. If the psychic being is completely formed, if it has reached the perfection of its being and is free to reincarnate or not, it has also the capacity of choosing. But I believe I have explained that to you already. They don't have a physical sight like ours, so long as they are not in a body. So evidently they look for a body which is adapted and fit to express them. But they must give its share to the material inconscience, if it may be put thus, and to the necessity to adapt themselves to the most material laws of the body. So from the point of view of the psychic, the choice of the place where one is born is important. It is more than an insignificant detail, but there are so many things that can't be foreseen. For instance, one chooses an environment, a country, a certain type of family. One tries to see the nature of the likely parents. One asks for certain already well-developed qualities in them and a sufficient self-mastery. But all this is not enough if one does not carry in oneself a sufficient dynamism to overcome the obstacles. So, all things considered, this is not enormously important. Anyhow, even at the best, even if the parents have collaborated consciously, there is an enormous mass of the subconscious and the yet lower inconscient, which from time to time rises again to the surface, gets stirred up, damages the work, makes calmness and silence indispensable. Always, always, a preparation is needed, even if one has chosen a long preparation. Not to speak of the phenomenon of being half stunned at the moment of birth, the descent into the body, which often lasts for a very long time before one can escape from it completely. Question to Mother. Some children are wicked. Is it because their parents did not aspire for them? Mother. It is perhaps a subconscious wickedness in the parents. It is said that people throw out their wickedness from themselves by giving it birth in their children. One has always a shadow in oneself. There are people who project this outside, and that does not always free them from it, but still perhaps it comforts them. But it is the child who profits by it, you see. It is quite evident that the state of consciousness in which the parents are at that moment is of capital importance. If they have very low and vulgar ideas, the children will reflect them quite certainly. And all these children who are ill-formed, ill-bred, incomplete, especially from the point of view of intelligence, with holes, things missing. Children who are only half conscious and half formed, this is always due to the state of consciousness in which the parents were when they conceived the child. Even as the state of consciousness of the last moments of life is of capital importance for the future of the one who is departing, so too the state of consciousness in which the parents are at the moment of conception gives a sort of stamp to the child, which it will reflect throughout its life. So, these are apparently such little things, the mood of the moment, the moment's aspiration or degradation, anything whatsoever. Everything that takes place at a particular moment. It seems to be so small a thing, and it has so great a consequence. It brings into the world a child who is incomplete or wicked, or finally a failure, and people are not aware of that. Later, when the child behaves nastily, they scold it. But they should begin by scolding themselves, telling themselves, in what a horrible state of consciousness I must have been when I brought that child into the world, for it is truly that. Disciple. The parents of Z, of Children's Home, have written asking if mother would approve of the girls going to Bombay for the school holidays. The girl herself would like to go. Mother. Generally, when children go outside for holidays, they come back quite spoiled. But if the girl wants really to go, she can go. Y, the occultist from Simla, writes that her eldest daughter, Z, age 9, is abnormally absent-minded and always dreamy. She feels it is perhaps because the psychic being of the child has not yet fully come down in the body. She asks if this could be so, and also if mother would advise what is to be done in the matter. Her photo is enclosed. Mother. The child looks quite happy. They must let her be as she is, and not contradict her. When the time has come for her to be as the ordinary human beings, she will be so. All interference would be a spiritual offense.